Okay, most of the things I told already, so let us quickly see how to develop Anahata chakra. The vritis we finished. Now, how to develop Anahata chakra. Asanas, very good, very efficient. At least half of the problem, if there is some heaviness, pain in the heart, at least half of the problem may be reduced through physical exercise. Asanas such as Cobra, Halasana, Shivasana, Ardha Shivasana, Tejasana, Matsyendrasana, Bhavasana, very interesting chakra. Both developing this and this chakra. You check out in my channel, they will be in the playlist also, that one. Maybe not yet now, but it will come soon. Bhavasana, Utkata Paschimottanasana, Karmasana, what do you call it? Padahastasana. These asanas, basically the asana, Dhanurasana, Chakrasana, these asanas which will bend, expand and twist the chest, they are good for Anahata. They are good for Anahata. And then there is a breathing exercise called Vayavi Mudra. You are sitting, imagining that while you are breathing in, there is a prana, the vital force of the cosmos entering your Anahata chakra. And while breathing out, you are letting it go and it is merging with the infinite ocean of prana. And then you do 7 breathing in, 7 breathing out, like this. Breathing in and then breathing out. Very excellent exercise. If you are completely empty, unable to move, unable to make an effort, that is curing Anahata chakra. Very good exercise. Then all kinds of exercises, running, going to the mountains, when you sweat, intense physical exercise is very good for Anahata chakra. Is very good. Breathing, full yogic breathing. I already taught you in the basic course. You utilize the entire volume of the lung to breathe. In this way, you will inhale, ingest lots of prana, vital energy, and immediately restore Anahata chakra. Breathing, asana, breathing, full yogic breathing, then this particular breathing, pranayama is good for Anahata chakra. Then being truthful, the most important for Anahata chakra. Being truthful. When your thought, words, and action is one. Develops, makes Anahata chakra powerful, strong. Following yama niyama, moral principles of yoga, also very, very important. I experience, especially if you meditate a lot, your mind becomes subtle and sensitive. Just a subtle, subtle transgression of the morality gives you pain. Immediately you feel, and immediately you repent. So, in the further you move in spirituality, the more important it becomes, the moral principles. Then, most important, singing of mantra. Actually is good for Vishuddha chakra also. But for Anahata chakra, special practice I taught you in the basic course, which is called Lalita Marmika, the dance, where you open hands like that. You dance and sing. That will cure every kind of complex in the mind. Over the years, over the time, it will cure inferiority, superiority, fear, guilt complexes. Heart becomes pure. So that practice very important for a yogi. You check in the basic course, it's called Lalita Marmika dance, and there I explain all the biopsychology of the dance, why it is so powerful, very powerful. Then collective meditation. Without collective meditation, in the present world is extremely difficult, almost impossible to maintain a spiritual flow. So, need to join a group of meditators where you sing Bhavanam Kevalam, you sit for meditation, you share your spiritual state. There is a resonance, synergy. Your energy merges with energies of others and multiplies. If you attend a collective meditation, 7 days after that, the mind will be strong. The mind won't be affected by the mundane world. Normally we get affected. We talk to the people and then we receive their state of the mind. And people don't meditate. They are materialists, most of them. So you also become a materialist, day by day. But if you do collective meditation, your mind becomes so strong that instead of becoming materialist, you make them spiritualists. And then you are transforming your environment becomes very, very good. Like nowadays, I feel that I live in paradise because of the people, not because of the physical condition, but because of the people, inspired people around. But why did it happen? Because collective meditation, I kept myself strong, and then also I found inspiration to inspire others. So collective meditation is very, very important. Without that, Anahata Chakra cannot remain. It will flip out of that. Viveka will sleep, and then you will fall into the material path. And then you are gone. You will turn back to the degeneration. So to keep with the spirituality, must maintain spiritual company. Satsanga. Talking too much will empty Anahata Chakra. So maintain Maunavrata, the practice of silence. Even before, like you wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, until 9, don't talk. Do your spiritual practices. Also very good. And then less talking, the better. If talking, then something inspiring. Not nonsense things, not material things, but something really, the visions, the big things. That is worth talking. Because in that, you inspire others, you get yourself inspired, your heart is full. So that is okay. Maunavrata. Dances, yoga dances are very efficient in cure of Anahata Chakra. Dance of Kaushiki, female dance. Dance of Tandava, male dance. Tandava dance, powerful. You know, hands are like that. Maybe you have seen the dance of Shiva. There are, you know, the sculptures where the Shiva is like that. So that is Tandava dance. The hands represents the strength of the heart. So the outstretched hands like that, they represent the strength of the heart. The hands want to fall like this. But you keep them and then you jump. You try to overcome the gravitation. Women should not do it because the male hormones are secreted and the beard starts to grow. So no need. But for male is very good. Tandava dance. Asanas. Service. Very important to do service. Make it as a practice, at least once a week. Should not do everything for yourself. There are many types of services. I will make another class on that. Serve by physical force, helping somebody, caring for somebody, by finances, by your intellect, by your good advice, by your knowledge, and then finally by your physical force protecting somebody. But service, somehow, anyway, later on will be the detailed video on that. But service is very important in spiritual life. Without service, Anahata Chakra remains constricted. Accept everything as mine. Then keep mind open. Don't become convinced over things, you keep it open. Maybe I'm mistaken, and I'm always ready to accept the truth. Be ready to accept mistake, and then if mistake is committed, then unknowingly, unconsciously, then ask for rectification. Be ready to take a penance to rectify yourself. Yeah. And then don't argue. Don't argue. Rather, instead of arguing, listen and try to find something inspiring in what person says. And then maintain the satsang, the spiritual environment, spiritual company, then Anahata Chakra will thrive. So, there is human life is described as a position. You are standing in the bank of the river, at the bank of the river. One hand is on the bank, another hand is in the river. If you stay, the water will take you and carry. If you move one step, you will come to the firm surface. You will be safe. So humanity is this transitional stage between animality and divinity. If we remain where we are at the animal stage, in the mundanity, in the physicality, the river will take us. Our heart will turn. Our infinite thirst will move into physical realm, and we will degenerate. We will first degenerate at the level of the mind, and then after that we acquire animal body also. We degenerate to the stage of animals. But if we make one step, if we try to listen to our heart, if we try to listen to our purpose, to our destiny, if we try to follow morality, if we try to practice spirituality, practice meditation, meditation is the most important for the heart, then we come to the firm surface of spirituality. We become established in spirituality, and we become established in bliss. Animal stage there is suffering, but not so much. Is a kind of, like in the biblical parlance, it is stage of paradise, undeveloped conscience. Then, when we take the apple from the tree of knowledge, we start to distinguish between right and wrong. That stage of humanity, paradise lost. We lose the paradise. And that is the stage of strife and struggle. We have to struggle against our animal nature, transform that animal nature into divinity. And then the spirituality is when we return back to the paradise, when we overcome our ego and we established in the firm ground of spirituality. So this is the challenge of Anahata Chakra. If not, same like in the if the Anahata Chakra fails to teach us the proper path, then we are getting destroyed. Just like the cells of the blood in the training center of the thymus gland. Thank you very much for listening to such a long lecture. I will release it in 3 parts and also in one big video. I think it was very crucial if you try to see it again and again, and then you will absorb that, and then you will see, because I didn't say even 1/4 of what I have to say about that, but I give this task for yourself. Try to observe and discover for yourself the nature of the human mind. Thank you very much.